A dig site. I suspect Mirage registered this as a mineral survey to conceal her activities here.
I know the expedition only came to Calyx to rip and run, but if I found stuff like this, I'd probably look into it too.
It was fortunate that Sector Sierra was of so little interest to anyone. Even I had no idea what I would discover here, and I wanted nothing more than a quiet place to engage with my research. But what now? I'm not a linguist, and the writing on these walls is unlike anything humanity has ever encountered. I am ecstatic to be the first explorer to find evidence of extraterrestrial life. But what will history remember about a pioneer who could say nothing about what they had found? And of course, to reveal evidence of aliens here with no idea of what their presence represents could unleash anarchy when we are already at the brink of it. But there is no puzzle that cannot be solved. I will find more of these places. I will find something that I can understand.
Mirage was correct. The language on these relics has no resemblance to any I've ever seen. I wonder if she eventually found a way to read it.
I can read it.
What? How?
I don't know. To me, they just make sense. They're not really letters, and they're not making words, but even in this single set of symbols, there are hundreds of thousands of ideas. They're spinning around in my head, trying to make some kind of point.
A language like an iceberg, where what it appears to be secretly hides an immeasurable depth. Fascinating.
And I still haven't found the bottom of it. I think we'll need to dig up the rest of this site with the sand pump before I can make sense of it all, but this is more than the cryptic history of some alien species. These are instructions.
Instructions? To who?
To us.
More of these infuriating runes. My speculation on their meaning will have to suffice. Over the next several hours of this recording, I've prepared a thoughtful analysis that will begin the semiotic and epistemological process of...
We're not listening to that. Felt good to cut her off for a change, too.
Because it was only a recording, I will agree that it was satisfying.
I'm starting to put together what these walls are saying. At the very least, I think I know who made this place. And why they made it.
So, Calyx was not what it was supposed to be.
No, sir. That's the problem. Calyx is exactly what it's supposed to be. We should keep scanning. Each of these symbols contains more information than the entire Anixcal databank, so this is going to be the mother of all book reports, but I'll do my best. I'm going to call the aliens Calyxians, but they don't really call themselves anything. I don't think they name things at all.
Was this their world? Were they here before us?
They're here now, I think. They definitely made this Calyx and other Calyxes, hundreds of them, millions? Or maybe it's made out of them, or... I'm sorry, they don't frame anything the way that we do, but... Did you grow up in the country, sir?
I grew up in a small village, and then it was gone. But continue.
Well, if you think of the universe as a farm, you might imagine the Calixians as a bunch of very unfriendly farmers.
I see. And by virtue of its mineral wealth, I assume calyx is some sort of crop?
No, sir. Calyx is a pesticide. And you know what that makes us.
I do, Sergeant. It makes us resistant to pesticide. And I'm starting to feel extremely unfriendly myself.
The thing is, sir, the Calixians wouldn't think of us as their enemies. They see us like a plague, like a thing that happens, not a thing that is.
A response to a force of nature, I understand. But a lack of personal animosity is hardly an excuse for xenocide.
I'm not defending them. They believe that if a species is desperate for what Calyx has to offer, has the tech to get there, the ability to break through its surface, and the willingness to drag it all home, that same species will inevitably become like locusts who eat the entire galaxy. So, they bring us here instead, and somehow that shuts us down forever.
But why all the pageantry? Why not just destroy us and be done with it?
Well, this is where it gets even weirder. These symbols talk about assimilating us into some kind of greater purpose, but if it went the way this describes it, the entire crew should have lived. They should have become brain-dead worker zombies, with the few of us sucked into these cubes to guide them and be mindless intermediaries for our own tech.
Yet we are far from mindless. And to assimilate us for what?
I don't know. The symbols read like this greater purpose is so obvious it doesn't even need to be explained. But whatever it is, it definitely kicks off the end of humanity. Not just the few of us who were lucky enough to be here.
Perhaps this is where the groundbreaker and the cryogenic interruption stepped in. Though none of this explains how Mirage seems to have avoided death, or cubism in equal measure. We must find more of these sites.